Hello everyone, today we are going to go over a much requested matchup, and that is the Akali matchup. Personally, I don't actually mind it as much, but obviously still not a favorite. I think the main reason why she counters Yone is her ability to one-shot you while you can't really touch her. After level 6, she can just 100 to 0 you with ult, her W makes it hard for us to maximize damage, and her Q outranges our Q while her E counters our dash. All of this makes it seem like she is a perfect counter to our kit. Due to the many varieties that the matchup can be played and how the trades can be taken, there isn't a fixed formula that we can follow when fighting her. For that reason, I'm going to break down everything to the best of my ability and talk about the different cases that could happen with each play. Also, a quick side note, I haven't been playing much recently due to many reasons, so the game aren't as flawless as I want, but don't worry since I will explain every mistake. Thanks for watching, make sure to like and subscribe. Love you all. We are up against a 1000 LPGM Akali, and for runes, you'll notice I have bone plating, and that's what because I expected Irelia to be top instead. Usually, I would switch that second wind, and I'm also taking shield bash. I think exhaust might be a bit better than ignite since it really helps deal with her level 6 and lets us stick onto her easier. The main thing about exhaust is blocking the big damage like her E or Q auto Q, and avoid using it when she is in W or waiting near the end of W, so that way she doesn't just wait it out. Her biggest weakness is just when she has no abilities and we run her down. Level 1, her Q outranges us, so you can approach it by trading Qs and applying more pressure after she uses Q twice in a row, making her energy low. The second option is to let her just push, and you can try to bait out her Q before walking up by walking in and out of her Q range, but the downside to this is that she might just hold her Q and last hit, creating a giant slow pushing wave. You'll also likely miss out on some CS as well, but at the very least, the wave is on your side and the first option is somewhat harder. Since Akali gives us the chance, we walk up to Q the wave and trade Qs with our second. Level 1, getting Q3 is crucial since it lets you apply pressure and get prio. Readjusting, I wanted the minions, but the better play was using Q on her. The main thing that you want to avoid is to get poked out by Akali, so when she got electrocuted off, we just have to drink. At the very least, we got prio, and it seems hard to block Akali Q, but actually using W right before she is in Q range allows us to block it. The only thing to watch out for is that they can bait your W by pretending to Q, and if you are a old viewer, then you would know I talked about this before. Pretending to base, it makes Akali want to freeze, so she tanks minions, and when she does so, we cancel the base, gaining a huge advantage. Pressuring her under tower after WQ, we instantly drag away with E when she uses W. This might seem like a meme thing to do, but our E cooldown is shorter than her W, and staying there has zero benefits when our Q and W is down. She would just get electrocuted off and chunk us to half, so why not just avoid it altogether? When the wave is even again, we now have a significant advantage. Since her E is down, I attempted Q3, but I missed, so there wasn't a point to stay any further. Once again, since our E CD is shorter, we utilize her auto timing to E up for a quick poke before backing off, and there really isn't any danger to this as the minions will body block her E. Akali realizes that her HP is quite low and decides to TP, so we shove and base. Against Akali, attack speed isn't as mandatory, so do whatever you like. Since we have a Q stack in hand already, our next Q would be Q3, so even if she uses E, we don't need to be scared. We space her out for Q3, and if we are too close to her, Akali's E might hit, but so will our Q3. Dragging her back, I did exhaust a bit late and I couldn't block E damage, but stacking Q3 during her smoke allows us to follow her. We compensate our bad aim with flash, killing her. I know this seems sort of close, but if I had exhausted in time, it would have been a really free kill. I agreed for a plate since I wanted that pickaxe gold, but what do you know? And what was the point of not killing me straight up at this HP if he knew I was there? We come back to a pushing wave from Akali, so we freeze the wave, and honestly, this is the most comfortable spot to fight her. Stacking Q3, we Q up and she uses E backwards. Note here that if you landed behind minions after Q3, this is a good way to bait her E. If there isn't anything to block, you can also try to sidestep her E like how you would Fiora's parry if you are using Q3 from max range. Akali takes the E, so we E to drag her to turret range. Standing back to stack Q3, we E back followed by Q3 plus ult. Unfortunately, she survives by a sliver, and honestly, I overestimated my damage here, but the correct way to kill her was to auto right after R, followed by W and a backwards Q when she ults to proc shield bash, perfectly making up for the HP she had. Akali engages and we would have used E here, but seeing Wukong, we can only back off. We get Q3 and drag off. We get super lucky surviving the attack, and we were able to land the Q3, allowing us to finish her off with ult. To be honest, I was never supposed to kill Akali here, but not stopping Wukong and surviving 1 HP worked in our favor since it made her think she can kill me. If I wasn't that low, she would have simply backed off and left Wukong to finish the job. Pretending to auto turret and then Q3ing the enemy has to be my favorite trick. Here is an example of sidestepping her E. We base for Bork and her random E basically begged me to go in. While I was poking her under turret, Wu showed up again, and honestly, I had a feeling he was near and warded, but warded the wrong spot. Since we had a control ward in river, warding the other bush here would have done a way better job of spotting the gank. Sadly, my ult missed by an inch and there wasn't a miracle this time. This was really random when she took this E, but honestly, I got a little scared so I backed off. Akali TP's back and tries to fight, but she could never beat Yone without ult, and down goes the turret. I continue farming top, and the Phaelite bush there is most crucial for a reason. Let's ignore this part. Going to Drake with my team, I honestly played this fight terribly. I rushed in and probably could have waited, and ulted Wu and exhausted the clone thinking that I hit him. Before going back in and dying, but luckily my team cleans up. We now go bot to match the Irelia. We wait out her passive before showing, and it's pretty simple fight with an item advantage. Akali comes down to stop my split, but since we are more fed, we utilize vision to surprise Q3 her. With an instant backwards ult, we pop Akali and finish off Paisa. I know in this video I didn't really showcase dealing with Akali's all-in, but ulting backwards works 99% of the time and it's really hard to react for her. From then onwards, God knows what happens, but it's mainly about exhausting at the right time, not panicking, and spacing her well. To be honest, the lane is a lot easier when creating some kind of lead before that. If we recall why that never happened to me, every time we fought her, it was from a position where it was really difficult for her to ult without getting in our turn range, so that's important as well. Staying healthy definitely helps, and save your E to dodge her E if you can. Each trade we took also resulted in us poking her down, making it difficult to all in. Yone does outscale Akali, and once you have damage it gets significantly easier, but at the end of the day, building your own experience and getting practice in is just as important. It's not as scary as it seems. Our team takes Baron during that time, and we base the siege as 5 for the final push. The enemy tries their best but inevitably falls, and we claim sweet victory. Thanks for watching, make sure to like and subscribe. Bye bye.